Here's how you can build a Google review agent that farms 4 to 5 star Google reviews completely automatically. And it works for every single business. All they need to qualify is that they need to have a Google My Business account, just like all these different dentists, for example. Maybe you're sitting and wondering right now, why is this even valuable? Well, Google reviews are a very powerful way of just simply showing up earlier on the Google My Business list. So that means whenever somebody searches, for example, dentists in Los Angeles, if you have a dentist office inside of Los Angeles and you have 1,000 5-star reviews, you are going to show up before anyone else on this list. As you can see right here, the ones that are showing up are having 4.8 stars with 728 reviews and 1,700 reviews, 4.9 stars. This is one of the most powerful ways Google is going to determine what dentist offices are the best in the area. That is why it's very important for these business owners to have a bunch of good Google reviews. And the way that it works is that whenever an appointment has ended, it's going to trigger the review agent workflow. Now let me just go over every single one of these steps so that you know exactly what to put where for this workflow to essentially work. The first thing that we want to do is that we actually want to skip the trigger step, because the trigger step is what's going to start this whole workflow. And we don't really know yet how this is going to work. Being a dentist office, they most likely have their own booking form, so we need to integrate that. If we were working with a business that we needed to set up the booking page for as well, we could just simply come in here and we could search for appointment, and we could just choose the customer booked appointment and simply just select the calendar right here. But as I mentioned, we don't know yet what the trigger is going to be, so therefore it is empty. The first step after the trigger is to wait 1 hour after the appointment has ended. What's going to happen after the appointment? Yeah, well, the first initial message is going to be sent out. Also, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm going to be leaving all the information and the messages down below so you can just copy them into your own workflow. Once the first SMS message has been sent, it's going to wait for one of two things to happen. Either the person responds or the person does not respond. And if the person does not respond, it's going to go down this path where it's going to, after 2 hours, send a follow-up message. And after that, it's going to wait again for 1 day this time. And again, based on if they respond or not, one or two things are going to happen. If they don't respond, 24 hours after this message has been sent out, it's going to send out another follow-up message. And based on if they respond or not for that, it's just going to end the workflow, or if they respond, it's going to jump over here. These steps are very simple. It's just a wait step that has two different determinations about what is going to happen. And as we can see, this wait step is set up for 365 days, which means we give the person a whole year to respond to this message or this message or this message. And if they don't respond in that time frame, the workflow is going to close down for that person. Whenever a person responds, being from day 1 or day 364, the workflow is going to be sent right over to the yes branch. And the first thing that is going to happen in the yes branch is the part where the AI reviews the response of the person. So we can see the message body, the message from the person is going to be saved onto this update contact field, and it's going to be fed into our GPT right here. Again, I'm also going to be leaving this prompt down below so you can copy it over. And ChatGPT is going to review the user's response, and it's going to determine if it was a yes or a no, meaning if the person was satisfied with the appointment or not. And now there's going to be a condition move, because based on what ChatGPT outputs, one of two things are going to happen. If the person is satisfied, it's going to move on with the flow. But if they aren't satisfied, it's going to move down this flow right here. And the first thing that is going to happen there is, again, we're going to save the response inside of the contact. The person isn't happy, we're going to send ourselves a notification over email that just says, contact name left some negative feedback. Here's the response, message body, which is going to be the message that they sent. Make sure to fix that so it doesn't happen again. Alternatively, you could also just give them something for the bad experience. So you could say, I'm really sorry this happened. I want to give you a free appointment or whatever to compensate for your inconvenience. If the person were happy with the appointment, it's going to go down this branch like I mentioned before. And the first thing that's going to happen is that another AI is going to review what the person said. So it says, user was happy with their appointment, create a friendly response and send them a link to leave a Google review. And then we've given it an example response like, that is awesome to hear. Especially happy you thought the price was fair. If they mentioned something about that, for example, would you mind leaving a Google review here? And then it's going to send the Google review right down here. The final thing of the prompt is that it says create a response to this message, and then it's going to send the response of the person, include the Google review link used in this example. So basically the AI is just going to review the response and it's going to send out the next SMS, which is going to be the step where we ask for the Google review. So simply just add another SMS module and just paste this in right here, ChatGPT 2 response. If you don't know how to get this, you can click on this little custom values icon right here scroll down to where it says GPT, and just select the module right here that matches the name of the one right above. Now here you would actually just be able to end the workflow, because this in and of itself is extremely valuable, because now you've just collected a positive Google review and filtered out the bad Google review. And the way we're going to make this even more valuable for the business is that we're going to funnel this customer back into their business by offering them some sort of gift. So that could essentially be like 15% off of their next appointment, for example. And the way we're going to set that up is that we're going to first create another wait step, and we're going to determine when this should be done. For example, if we're working with a dentist, it might be relevant to just say, okay, well, we have a 30-day checkup or a 60-day checkup. But let's say we were dealing with a restaurant, maybe it would just make sense to have it say 7 days right here instead of 60 days, because that is more relevant to the restaurant niche. But for now, we're just going to keep this as 60 days for the 60-day reminder of the dentist appointment, so that after 60 days, the workflow is going to send out this offer. Then we have the SMS in and of itself, and I'm just again going to paste this down below so you can just copy it. And what is going to happen after that is that we're going to have another wait module that waits for the contact reply of this SMS, and whenever they reply, another AI is going to determine if the person is interested in coming back or not. You can see we have the prompt right here. It asks, is the user interested in another visit? Only respond with either yes or no. Here's a response, message body, meaning the text that the person sent out, like I said before. And it just instructs it that it only has to respond with either yes or no. Then we have another condition module that simply just filters if the GPT module, like we can see right here, says yes, it's going to move down this branch. And if not, it's going to move down the other branch and just simply end the workflow. But if they say yes, it's going to send the other SMS message that just says you can book your next appointment right here, sending the booking link and just saying something like, we look forward to seeing you again. And that actually covers the whole review agent workflow. I just quickly want to give you an example of what you could do with the trigger up here. Let's say we're going to set this up for a dentist clinic, and we are also hosting their CRM. So we have created a sub account for them inside of GoHighLevel. What you'd want to do is that you want to click on add new trigger, and you'd want to select the one that's called customer booked appointment, and you're going to select add filters, and you're going to click right here, and you're going to select the one that's called in calendar, and you're going to select their booking calendar, so that the workflow essentially knows that whenever somebody has booked an appointment inside of this calendar, it's going to trigger this workflow. And once that is done, you're simply just going to click save trigger. The next step is to change this wait module right here, because right now it's set to whenever the person books an appointment, it's going to wait 1 hour and trigger the workflow. But let's say an appointment might take 2 hours, for example. The person is going to receive the first SMS while sitting in the chair inside the dentist office. So that would not be very practical. We're going to change it into appointment time right here. We're going to say after right here. We're going to say 1 hour and just click save. Now we've updated it so that it's going to wait 1 hour after the appointment has ended before it sends out the first SMS, so that the person does not receive it while sitting in the chair. You get the point. You basically just want to add your custom trigger, and just like that, we can connect our system to whatever system that they might be using, their CRM platform, their booking page, by just adding a custom trigger that is going to start the workflow essentially. Here's a little bonus tip about creating this trigger. A lot of these businesses use different booking platforms. For example, restaurants use stuff like EasyTable, and many of these are not directly integrated with GoHighLevel. A useful tip you can do is that you can ask the business to connect that calendar with a Google Calendar account. This can be done in 90% of these booking pages, and if they sync their booking page up with a Google Calendar, and then we can take that Google Calendar and we can integrate it with GoHighLevel. And that sums up how you can set up a fully functional review agent for a business. If you have any questions about this if you have any questions regarding this video or this workflow, just put them down below in the comments. I'm going to try my best to respond to every single one of them as well. But for now, I'm out.